Question 1, guys, the general controls. You'll see there's quite a few that were available. So making sure that Amazon has good IT governance and that the staff at Amazon and the service provider are regularly trained. And they must make sure that the service provider will meet their security needs. Just because they say that they're technically experienced doesn't mean they're going to meet the needs. So there must be that level agreement, and then the agreement must have the responsibilities and the controls required, as well as the confidentiality clause. And then it details what are those controls. Physical controls, data encryption, firewalls, antivirus, general controls that are tested regularly, backup, emergency, disaster, and recovery plans. We didn't actually note that, but that's important. Okay, then in terms of the logical access, specifically because customers will log in to the platform and they will only be allowed to log in on verifying the details to the customer master file, which is stored in this cloud. So you can even discuss the controls that customers need to have. So access controls, username and passwords, and then some examples of password controls. Least privilege access, and then unsuccessful attempts, disconnect, inactivity, disconnect, logs, and review of your logs. Okay, look at that, 25 marks available for the general controls. In terms of the test of controls, so go and create a profile and then attempt to create a profile by putting in all invalid data. Existing username, email address, phone number. You shouldn't, because you can't have duplicates. Alphabetic characters where there's a number. Shouldn't, because that's alphanumerical. Size changes, invalid data. And then not everything, and you shouldn't be allowed. Then once you've logged in, go and input a unique username and password and make sure you get the one-time password, and then attempt to input it after 5 minutes, and you shouldn't be allowed. And then attempt to put it when you are allowed, and then inspect that you are logged in and the log showing your login. Okay, for a current customer, go and attempt to exceed the credit facility. Make sure that there's that email and the order is now on the pending list. Get a download of all orders from the pending that have changed to successful, and then go and see that there was an order for that which was sequentially numbered. So here a sequence test was performed to identify any that are out of sequence, but just inspecting that the orders are pre-numbered or sequentially numbered is going to be sufficient to you. Okay, attempt to put in a password other than Mr. J Zaman. You shouldn't be allowed to continue in that. A delivery note should not be generated. Then once it is put in, then go and see that there is a sequentially numbered delivery note. And then there's a download to confirm they are sequentially numbered. So this was just two different ways to test the sequencing numbering of their documents. For electronic delivery notes that are signed, go and see that the date is completed, that they have a copy on their profile, and then that the revenue and the data subledger are updated. Look at those exception reports that they say they do actually pull. And then your substantive procedures, guys, those general procedures, nice and simple. You should always be getting those. Then analytical procedures, some procedures there. Another predictive example, 40,000 times the 7 months. Okay, then going into your different assertions. So occurrence, going looking for authorization, and then the business plan. For accuracy, go and get the agreement, and once you've seen the agreement, in the names of the entity, it's signed, the date, and the amount. Then you can take tax invoices, inspect that there are 7, so that you can see that they're all recorded. And the fee is 40,000 as agreed to the contract. Cast and recalculate it and look at the description. Okay, determine whether fees agreed to the signed agreement are market related. So guys, we had done the analytical procedure up top as a general procedure, this one here, compare it to third parties, but it can be done as that under analytical as a separate procedure to test that it is at arm's length. Okay, another procedure we didn't do is following through to the bank statement to see that it was received. And then the external confirmation and looking at take lots financial statements. Okay, for completeness, going and making sure that all 7 were recorded because that's how many transactions were entered into in the current period. Okay guys, a nice paper. I feel like it's nice because it tested different balances and class of transactions from what you used to, but applying your assertions should still get you all the marks that are required. Super, guys.